Good morning everyone. Welcome to the English class. So I hope you have already read the chapter, The Cherry Tree. I suggest you read it once again and let's do the exercises from that chapter today. So all of you please take your English workbook now. If you haven't read it, you can read it now. You can pause the video, read the story once and come back. So I hope you have read the story. Now let's move on to the exercises. The first set of questions. Write T for true and F for false. You can pause the video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you are done with that. Now let's look at the correct answers. Question number 1. George Washington received a hatchet as a present. Yes, he received a hatchet as a present. So you can write T in the space provided there. The first question is T or true. Number 2, George's father asked him to go and play with the hatchet. Is it true? No, it is false. George's father advised him not to play with it and use it only wisely. So the statement given here is false. You can write F in the space provided there. Question number 3, George cut down the cherry tree. Was it George that cut down the cherry tree? Yes, it was George. So that statement given there is true or T. Now 4, George lied to his father. Did he lie to his father? No. Even though he was frightened that his father was going to punish him, he told his father only the truth. So that statement given there is false. Now question number 5, Mr. Washington was angry with George. Was he angry? No, he did not get angry. He was so proud that his son told him the truth. So that statement given there is false. Now let's move on to the next set of questions. Answer these questions. And the first one, what advice did Mr. Washington give George about the hatchet? So what did his father advise him? Mr. Washington told George that the hatchet was not a toy and it would do great harm if he was not careful. He advised him to use it wisely. He told him that he could use it to chop wood and help his mother prepare firewood for the kitchen. Clear? You can note down these answers in your notebook. Now let's move on to question number 2. What did George do to the weeds which were growing near the flower bed? So what did he do to the weeds that were growing near the flower bed? George used his hatchet on the weeds as he wanted to see how sharp the blade was. Now let's move on to question number 3. Did George manage to cut down the cherry tree in one strike? How do you think he must have felt after that? Did George manage to cut down the cherry tree in one strike? Yes, George managed to cut down the cherry tree with one strike. He did not feel bad at that time and just cut some more weeds. Now question number 4. Why was Mr. Washington angry? Mr. Washington was angry when he saw the cherry tree he had planted cut in two. That was one of his favorite trees. So he was angry to see the cherry tree being cut in 2 pieces. Question number 5. Why did George admit that he had cut down the cherry tree? George admitted that he had cut down the cherry tree because he did not want to lie to his father. He knew he had to tell the truth. Now question number 6. What does his father tell him after his confession? His father told him that his honesty meant more to him than any cherry tree. He told him to always tell the truth. I hope you have written all these answers in your notebook. Now let's move on to the next set of exercise, vocabulary. And it's about using nouns and adjectives. Tick the correct option for the underlined words in each sentence. Question number 1. I like soup made from tomatoes. You can see the options tomato soup, tomatoes soup and soup tomatoes. So what do you say for a soup made from tomatoes? We say it as tomato soup. So the correct option is the first option. I like tomato soup. So you can tick the correct option in your workbook. Now let's see the second question. They plan to watch a game of football on the weekend. And your options are football games, footballs games, and football game. And the question here is, you have to replace game of football with the correct option from the list. So what do you say for a game of football? It's called a football game. So here the correct option is option C, or the last option, football game. Clear? Now let's see the rest of the questions. We need an opener for the bottle to remove the lid. You are supposed to replace an opener for the bottle with the correct option from a bottle opener, an opener bottle, a bottle's opener. So what do you say for an opener? This one opener for the bottle, you call it as a bottle opener. So the correct option is, we need a bottle opener to remove the lid. Clear? Please tick the first option in your workbook. Now question number 4. Our teacher who teaches music teaches us dance as well. And your options are music teacher, teacher music, and music teachers. So what do you call a teacher who teaches music? You call her music teacher. So the correct option is the first one, music teacher. Our music teacher teaches us dance as well. Now the last one, have you seen any new programs on television? And the choices are programs, television, television program, and television programs. So here you are supposed to replace programs on television. Not just one program, it's programs, it's plural, more than one. So what is the correct option from the list? It's television programs, the plural. So the correct sentence would be, have you seen any new television programs? Clear? Now, before we move on to the next set of exercise, let's revise some of the grammar lessons that you learned in your previous classes. You might have already learned about conjunctions. What are conjunctions? Conjunction is a word used to connect words, phrases, or sentences. Here you can see a few examples of conjunctions: and, if, because, but, or, until, etc. All these words are examples of conjunctions. These are words which we use to connect words, phrases, or other sentences. Now, conjunctions have three basic formats. A conjunction can be a single word like and, but, if, because, etc. Or it can be compound like provided that, as long as he is there, provided that she comes early. Conjunctions can be compound like these examples. Conjunctions can also be correlative, means conjunctions like so that, so beautiful that, so tall that, so patient that. Conjunctions of this format are called correlative conjunctions. Now let's see the usage of conjunctions in sentences. There are two main types of usage of conjunctions in sentences. There are coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. Let's see each one of them. Coordinating conjunctions are used to join items that have equal importance. Like for example, you can have mangoes or strawberries. Both have the same importance. You can have mangoes or strawberries. So that word there, or, it's a coordinating conjunction. It shows that both the mangoes and strawberries are important. See another example. He plays football and cricket. So here the word and is used to connect the words football and cricket, and it shows both the words have the same importance. The weather was cold but clear. So here, which is the coordinating conjunction? The word but. Now let's see what are subordinating conjunctions. So these are used to connect subordinate clause to the main clause. And what do you mean by a clause? A clause means the group of words in a sentence that has a subject and a verb. It's part of a sentence that has a subject and a verb. Subordinating conjunctions connect a subordinate clause with a main clause. You see these examples here. I could not have slept tonight if I had left those robins to perish. You know robins? Robin is a bird. I could not have slept tonight if I had left those robins to perish. So you see this word if, this is the subordinating conjunction here, and this if connects this main clause. I could not have slept tonight. This is the main clause here. This if connects this main clause to the subordinating clause here. Which is the subordinating clause here? This word if connects this main clause with this subordinate clause, which is the main clause here. I could not have slept tonight. That is the main clause here. And the subordinate clause is I had left those robins to perish. So you see, this subordinating conjunction is always used in the beginning of the subordinate clause. So you can say the subordinating conjunction introduces the subordinate clause to the main clause. You see one more example here. The mother bird was anxious because the baby birds could not fly. See, the word because connects this main clause with this subordinate clause. I hope this is clear to you. Now, keeping all these things in mind, let's move on to the exercise again. In page number 26, you can see the grammar session. The first question, fill in the blanks using if or because. There are 8 questions. So from the grammar lessons we revised just now, please complete all the 8 questions. You can pause the video, finish the questions and come back. I hope you are done with that activity. Now let's look at the correct answers. The first question, dash, he doesn't reach on time, we will start without him. So what is the correct option there? Is it if or because? If he does not reach on time, we will start without him. Hope you have written that correctly. Now question number 2, he is upset dash, he did not score good marks in French. So what is the correct option there? Is it if or because? He is upset because he did not score good marks in French. Question number 3, everyone will be nice to you dash, you behave yourself. Everyone will be nice to you if you behave yourself. You can go out to play dash, you finish your homework. You can go out to play if you finish your homework. I cannot go out and play dash, it is raining. And what is the correct option? I cannot go out and play because it is raining. So the conjunction because here shows the reason why I cannot go out and play. Now question number 6, Lena will score well dash, she practices regularly for her music exams. So Lena will score well if she practices regularly for her music exams. So the conjunction if here shows the condition for Lena to score well in the exams. I can't talk to you right now dash, I'm busy. I can't talk to you right now because I'm busy. It shows why I'm busy. We should leave now dash, we want to catch the 9 o'clock show. We should leave now if we want to catch the 9 o'clock show.